Hello there, beautiful YouTubers. My name is Andrea and welcome to my channel. What if I tell you that the simple secret to waking up in a great mood is gratitude? There are so many benefits in gratitude, and you're not gonna have no issues in life. You know, you're not gonna be Mother Teresa. I think Mother Teresa is not even Mother Teresa because she's been shielded from the world. Because if you're living in the world, if you're out there, if you deal with humans, you will have issue. But however, you could significantly cut down on those issues if you just simply wake up with gratitude each morning. And I'll give you a quick story. I remember one morning it was freezing. Not only was it freezing, but I have to shovel ice and snow off my car. And this was like I think it was between 4:30 and 5 in the morning because I had to get to work extremely early. It was pitch dark outside. Finally, got the snow, warmed my car up, drove about, oh my God, a third of a mile. And during that third of a mile while I'm driving, I am like complaining. I can't believe I'm going to work this early, yada, yada, yada. And then I get to the stoplight and then I look over, there was a public bus passing. And inside that public bus were passengers. And then I think, Andrea, at least you're in a car. Not only in a car, but you're in a warm car. And then I'm not only looking at the people that are in that bus that God knows how long they were waiting at that bus stop, but also the driver that had to get up much earlier than I did. So then each time from there on, I try to remember that incident, and each time in the back of my head, whenever I try to complain, because you're gonna complain, you're human, I try to remember that there's always someone that is worse than me. Always. There's always, regardless of what situation that you're going through, there's always someone that is worse than you. And when you're going through it, it may not seem that, you know, your situation is any better than anyone else, but trust me, it is. So I'm about to list the very many benefits of gratitude that will benefit you. You should start practicing, because after all, we're looking after our mental health, and your mental health has a lot to do with your physical health. If your blood pressure is high, gratitude can decrease that, because at the end of the day, when you have a positive outlook, guess what it does to your mind? When you have a positive outlook, your mind is clear, you feel better, you act better. And how you act is how you feel, and that's how your body processes that. So this is why gratitude can cut down on your blood pressure. People that exercise or practice gratitude exercise 40 minutes more per week on an average, because when you express gratitude, you tend to be more motivated, you're more compassionate, and you reduce social comparison. With gratitude, you will not need to go out and compare yourself to Tom, Dick, or Harry, because then you will actually, fun fact, I watch HGTV obsessed, like I watch it a lot. And then, you know, $1 Million Listing that I used to watch on Bravo, and I've never looked and envy and said, oh yeah, I want a house like that. I looked and I look at my house and I see how I can decorate it the way they have, if I like their style. Like, you know what I mean? Of course, we all want to live in a mansion. Well, some. I don't know how big of a house I want to live in. But you know, most people dream of living in a mansion. So, you know, it's edible that you're going to feel some type of envy. But when you let lack of gratitude lead you, then you forget what you have. You forget to appreciate what you have. You're in a house, you have roof over your head. You forgot to appreciate that, because there's some people that are homeless. There's some people that don't have what you have. So again, when you practice gratitude, then you compare yourself less to people, or you don't compare yourself at all. When you have gratitude, you're more optimistic. Again, that ties into less social comparison. For example, you may watch HGTV and you see the mansion. You're thinking, oh yeah, one day I will get there. I will have a mansion too. So you have more of a positive outlook. You're more optimistic. And again, it leads to you comparing yourself to Tom, Dick, or Harry, or try to compete or try to get what they get. So, you know, practice more gratitude. You'll have less social comparison. You're less materialistic. Again, like I said, when you're not materialistic, you won't feel the need to keep up with the Joneses. You will let gratitude lead you. If you have a pair of jeans and a white shirt, you'll be happy with that pair of jeans and white shirt rather than run out and get, I don't know, a designer, ready-to-wear item, something that you can't afford. Gratitude also increases your self-esteem, believe it or not. When you have gratitude, your self-esteem increases because, again, we're all guilty of having poor self-esteem, especially with social media. You look at someone else, especially on YouTube. You look at these people's house and you look at influencers, you know, what's in my bag and their designer bag and their designer collection. And then of course you want what they want, you know what I mean? And, you know, to be a little bit guilty, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I like that Hermes bag. I like that Chanel bag. But with gratitude, rather than look at them and envy, you will say, I like that bag and I'll get it one day. You know what I mean? So practice gratitude to be more optimistic, because when you're optimistic, you have a positive outlook. I can get it, I will get it. You know what I mean? So that's what gratitude does, and you having a positive, optimistic outlook. Gratitude people also shows more empathy. They're more sensitive towards other feelings. Have you ever put yourself in someone else's shoe and then you're like, I can relate, you can relate to what that person is going through? Like, for example, well, giving birth is probably not a good example because we all forget. People forget, you know, as far as birth pain. But let's say someone parent died and your died last year. You can relate more because you understand what that person goes through. That's part of gratitude. That's what gratitude also does for you. You have more empathy. You're more sensitive towards other people's feelings. Whenever you have gratitude, you're more resilient towards stress. You know what I mean? Like, you have a bad day at work and then it almost seems like the world is coming to an end. You can't think straight. There's a million things that go through your mind, especially if it's an issue with a coworker, you want revenge, this happened. When you have gratitude, you are less likely to seek revenge because, again, you probably will be more empathetic towards a person. Like, you'll say, well, they were going through that day or XYZ, or, you know, you look at your optimistic future and realize that I have brighter things to do or to live for, or a better outlook for me to take revenge on that person. So you'll, you know, with gratitude, you'll be less likely to say, I'm gonna pay that person back, I'm gonna seek revenge. You know, with gratitude, you will not seek revenge, or, you know, you will not try to take someone down. Overall, with gratitude, you will live longer because, let's face it, I've seen numerous times on TV shows or, you know, documentary where people, and most of these people are in third world country, that are extremely happy and live longer. They're very content and comfortable with what they have. And most of the times you'll find these people that have more friends, and, you know, you have to be, again, you can't be working on being optimistic and gratitude and then you're friends with someone that is trying to keep up with the Joneses. You literally have to be careful of what your environment, you know what I mean? Like, if you're an alcoholic trying to get over being an alcoholic or trying to be sober, you can't keep up with a friend that is always drunk or always drinking. So with gratitude, you have to be careful of your environment in order to achieve, you know, gratitude, in order to achieve what you want. So you go to these countries where people are like, you know, suffering, to say the least, or are so much more less privileged, and then they're happy. Versus someone that's, how many times have you seen millionaires, rich famous people commit suicide? And it's the fact that they forgot to have gratitude. They forgot to wake up. Literally, when I wake up in the morning, my prayer consists of thanks for health and strength, because at the end of the day, if I'm waking up with health and strength, I am literally above the rest. You know what I mean? Like, we take for granted the air that we breathe. You know, we take for granted our limbs. We take for granted what goes on in your body and the fact that you're mobile. There's people that are sitting in wheelchair that don't have access to you walking, or there's people that are in wheelchair that are so much more appreciative of life than us. If you practice to complain, it will become a habit. You will always complain. It will become, it's like waking up in the morning and you get out of bed and you walk forward rather than backwards. That's what complaining will do. You know what I mean? That's what lack of gratitude will do to you. Rather than wake up in the morning, I have a roof over my head, I have food for the most part, and I have health and strength. Because at the end of the day, the greatest thing that you could have that provides health and wealth is your health. The greatest thing that can provide wealth is your health. Without health, you don't have wealth. You know, during COVID, a lot of people complain about COVID and, you know, they have to stay in and this and that. And I'm thinking, unless you've been impacted by COVID, do you really have a reason to complain? Do you really? I mean, there's so many people that complain they're stuck in the house, but you're stuck in a house that you're comfortable in. Unlike most, even outside of COVID, outside of, you know, the first world countries, there are people that are living in third world country that have significantly less than you do and are still happy and are still gratitude. So at the end of the day, you have to remember that you still have health, strength, roof over your head, food, job. So at the end of the day, I hope COVID have taught a lot of us a lot of things, and I hope for the better. You know what I mean? Like, things can always get worse. And if you don't practice yourself to have gratitude, even when things go wrong that will last a second, that have minimum impact on you, it will seem like it's the end of the world. Because lack of gratitude can clutter your mind and your thinking, and then you're thinking that, oh my God, they just throw a cave onto me, when indeed it's just a one. So you have to be careful how you complain, and you literally have to let your new year start off with gratitude. You know, in the morning, like I said, first thing I do when I wake up is my prayer is like seconds, because I always, you know, thanks for health and strength. And if you're not religious, that's okay. You know what I mean? You still could give thanks to whoever, the universe. Something allows you to get up in the morning. You know what I mean? So you don't have to be religious, even if you're not. You know what I mean? So I am religious, so that's what I try to complain less. Again, you know, there's not a one size fits all, and I'm not going to tell you that you'll never complain. You will complain. I will complain. But again, you try to keep it to a minimum. You know what I mean? Like, don't let complaining be the majority or overwhelm you with the blessing that you actually have in your life. Believe it or not, smile a lot. Smiling have so many powerful benefits, you know what I mean? And also, you can smile. There are people that cannot smile. Whenever someone asks me for direction, I always try to take them there, as long as it's within reach, you know what I mean? Even if it's a little bit of inconvenience, I will do that inconvenience. Have you ever asked someone for direction and it's like, go there, turn there, and you're like, another thing that you can do is also volunteer. I had every intention of volunteering. I'd love to actually volunteer at a shelter for animals. And that's one thing that I plan to do in the future, but I'm not there. But you know, if you have the time, volunteer. You'll be surprised by helping people what it can do for you mentally and physically. And then you will practice gratitude more, because when you look at them, you realize what you have and that you should be appreciative of what you have. The difference between happy people and unhappy people is gratitude. Practicing gratitude is like exercising. You feel rejuvenated. You feel like you're on top of the world. You feel happy. You feel accomplished. That's what gratitude does to you. Another way that you could also practice gratitude is journaling. I don't journal because I tried, it's just not for me. And again, like I said, there's never a one size that fits all. Like, some people enjoy journaling, some people enjoy writing stuff down. I don't have that personality to write stuff down. Like, I tried journaling and I lasted 5 days. I think years went by, I'm like, oh my God, I did start a journal. So it's not a one size fits all. But if you can, that's one thing that you can do to practice gratitude. You could write down, well, I got home safe and sound. I'm appreciative for that. You know, I have this, I'm appreciative for that. You'd be surprised how it adds up, that when you write stuff down, stuff that becomes so visible to you that you never actually could have seen unless you've written it down. You know what I mean? Sometimes stuff have to like hit you in the face for you to see it. And it's funny, that's what gratitude does, because it's kind of like you're going out there, you're breathing the air. You're like, without this air, would I be alive? But we take for granted the very air that we're breathing. So journaling will help you to see what's in front of you. Again, it's not a one size fits all. If you don't journal, it's okay. I don't journal. I tried it. It didn't work for me. But at least at the end of the day, I know what to give thanks for. Again, beside the fact that you will live longer, you could, let me rephrase that. You could live longer by practicing gratitude. Not only that, but you could also live longer and a happier life as well. You know what I mean? Like, because again, with gratitude, you're more optimistic. You're more resilient against stress. You cope with stress better. You don't do that social comparison with others. You don't keep up with the Joneses. You're more empathetic, you're more sympathetic, you're more sensitive towards people. And you resent less and you don't try to seek revenge. So if you accumulate all those things in or out of your life, there is absolutely no reason for you not to have gratitude. Again, when you look at what's been happening for the past 2 years with COVID, how many people have lost their lives? How many people have lost a loved one? I remember during the first incident of COVID, there was a nurse in England. She actually lost her life. She was pretty young. She was in her 40s with 3 kids behind because of COVID. If you're one of the fortunate ones that still have a job, you still have your health and strength, you're not being affected as far as a death, you should give gratitude. You know what I mean? Like, you always have to, this is one good thing when it's good to compare yourself. Compare yourself to others that have less, that is going through more, and then see what you have in front of you. And there's absolutely no reason why you should not give gratitude. And beside the many benefits that gratitude had as far as health benefits, you know what I mean? Like, again, as I mentioned earlier, when you have high blood pressure, that can be detrimental. A stroke, a heart attack, it could literally, with all those can lead up to death, you know what I mean? So I remember watching was it on PBS? And there was a lady with terminal ill cancer, and she was fairly young. And beside the fact that she was doing yoga and all that, I'm not sure, I can't remember, but I think her cancer did turn around. I don't remember if she was cured of it or she was given much longer to live, but she'd wake up each single morning and do her yoga and look at the universe, look what's around her, and then she would appreciate what she has. And that's another thing. One of the fastest way to actually practice gratitude is when you wake up in the morning, if you can, because a lot of us are not early risers, I am, just take a walk. You know what I mean? Like, give yourself 20 minutes to walk in the morning, and you'll be surprised of the health benefit that have for you mentally as well throughout the day and how you handle your day. It's just walk and look at nature. Look at what you have around you. Look at where you live. And then you'll be surprised how much that opens up your horizon to literally practice gratitude throughout the rest of the day. So my friends, I hope this helped you. I know it's probably a shorter video as far as gratitude is concerned. And of course, in later video, I will elaborate much more and the many more benefits step by step as far as what gratitude does. But for the New Year's, I think this would be fitting, and I was trying to get this video out. Let gratitude be your New Year's resolution. Let it lead you to a more healthier life mentally and physically. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.